Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one comes from Technician Relative 94. Wife wants me to give up gaming for her new hobby. So, here's the deal. My wife recently picked up yoga as a new hobby. I think that's awesome. She's really into it and has already bought a bunch of gear and signed up for classes. The problem started when she suggested I stop gaming in the evenings and join her instead. She says it'd be good for our relationship and that gaming is just a waste of time. Why doesn't she spend time with you gaming? I know there are couples who game, but back to it. I'm a big fan of my PS5, and gaming helps me relax after work. I don't spend every evening glued to it, but it's my main way of unwinding. I told her I'm happy she's found something she enjoys, but I just don't feel like yoga is it for me. She then got upset, saying I'm not being supportive of her new hobby, and I should be open-minded. I told her I'd try it once or twice, but I don't want to give up gaming entirely. Now she's giving me the cold shoulder and is saying I'm being selfish. Am I wrong for not wanting to give up gaming completely for her new hobby? I mean, isn't it okay for couples to have separate interests? Hi OP, no you're not in the wrong, and yes, it's perfectly fine for couples to have separate interests. I don't see her dressing up as video game characters and cheering you on while you play video games, or sounds like since she sees them as, a waste of time, I doubt she's taking time to, sit down and watch you play a game and see what your hobby's all about, but now you're forced to deal with her hobby, and it's not your cup of tea, and no, you shouldn't be forced to do something you don't want to do when gaming is your way to unwind. I can relate. And I like how you're just, you let her have her hobby, you're not telling her to quit her hobby, but now all of a sudden you have to quit your hobby? So I'm gonna say no, you're not in the wrong. Enjoy your hobby, just like how she should enjoy her hobby. And I'd probably do the same as you. I'd be curious about it, and maybe go a few times, but I wouldn't drop my hobby just for that. So again, OP, not in the wrong. And our next one comes from American Patriot 101. My son, a 16-year-old male, and I want him to have a male PA, but my wife wants her friend to be his PA. Are we being difficult? Are we wrong? My son, a 16-year-old male, recently got into a wrestling-related accident and has to go to the hospital and is now recovering doing physical therapy. He will need to use a wheelchair for the next few months. He needs help with daily living activities, assistance getting to and from places, inside places, cleaning up his space, running errands, extracurricular activities, etc., etc. My wife and her friend, a stay-at-home mom, were talking and her friend offered to be his PA because she wants to make some money here and there and has nothing better to do, quite frankly. My wife thinks this is a win-win. No, it's not. She's not trained to do this. Back to the story. My son, on the other hand, was not happy at all. He wants his PA to be a guy because it'd be much easier and more comfortable for him, especially because he needs help in the bathroom and changing his clothes. He also pointed out if the guy is the PA, he could go everywhere with him, public bathrooms, etc., etc., and would understand him a lot better, and it would just work out so much better all around, especially when he's hanging out with his buddies. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. How odd would that be to have someone's mother there when you're shooting a shite with your buddies? That must suck. I get it, and told my wife we should go to a PA agency and get a male PA for our son, but she said we have someone ready and available to do it, and that we know her and her friend would be unhappy if we didn't use her. Okay, first things first, screw her friend's happiness. This is about your son being injured and he needs someone to help him. This has nothing to do with her. She needs to get over herself. And your son is right. That'd be extremely awkward to have, a woman his mom's age over there helping him with stuff and trying to help him in the bathroom. I've seen enough stories start that way in certain places, if you know what I'm saying. Plus, even on top of that, you got to go to the PA agency, like you guys said. Those are people who are trained to handle and help someone. Plus, if your son needs help, like if he falls and can't get up, will the wife's friend be able to lift your son? You said he's in sports, so I'm guessing he's a big boy. He's probably gonna need a dude who could, easily pick him up, so he's not, injured even worse lying on the floor or anything like that. So it's all about your son. Keep him safe, help him get healed up, do what's best for him. He says he wants a male PA, that's official. You get him a male PA. Screw your wife and her friend, who cares what they want. Your son's health comes before all of that nonsense. OP, you are not in the wrong. Our next one comes from Deep Collection 2389. My niece stopped talking with me as much, and I'm honoring it, as the title says. But here is some background information. I was raised with my parents' policy of you pay attention to me and I'll pay attention to you when we turned adults. I was never able to have my own kids due to medical reasons. So, I doted on my nieces and nephews. As adults, I have the same you pay attention to me and I'll pay attention to you attitude my parents had. Now they're all adults. This has been fine. I was always closer to one niece. I was the only family invited to her wedding, as the rest did not approve of her marriage to another woman, for example. Now she stopped talking to me as much. It went from texting every day to once a month. I wasn't bothered by it. Kids grow up and don't need their aunt as much. The problem is that I'm not texting her every day like I used to, and she's upset. She said I should text her even when she doesn't have time to reply. I did for a couple of weeks, but when I got no reply, I stopped texting her. I figured she's married now and is working on building her career and doesn't have time. I thought I was being respectful by not texting her much. Am I wrong? Should I still text her every day like I used to, even when I get no reply? Hi, OP. I'm gonna definitely say you're not in the wrong, because I guess I have the same policy as you, because when I text someone, and they don't text me back, and I'm not talking like they don't text me back immediately. I get it, you got stuff to do, but later on in the day, text me back. Then that's fine. But like you said, she stopped texting you. I would assume I'm bugging this person, and I don't want to bug this person, so I'd stop texting. Plus, it's not a fun feeling when you're just texting into the void, knowing no one's going to answer you back. And no one's like that. Like, I don't text my brother every day, every minute. I text him every once in a while, or call him when something nerdy happens, and I'm like, hey, you see that thing? You'd be like, yeah, I saw that thing. And then there we go, we're off the phone. You know what I mean? You don't need to interact with someone all day, every day to, show them that you love them. If she wants to text you important thing, you know what I mean? Let her text you when it's important, and you too. You don't need to text her every day. So I'm going to say you're not in the wrong, OP. And our final one comes from Ruthless Trippy. Am I, a 25-year-old male, girlfriend, a 20-year-old female, is jealous of my daughter? Am I wrong? Hello, weird topic today. A 25-year-old male, she, a 20-year-old female, that I'm dating has sent me a long message asking about how my daughter gets more attention than her. My child does not live with me, and I get her a few times out of the month for a few days. My girlfriend is complaining on how she barely gets any attention when she's around. I introduced them around 2 months ago, and I felt like I've been dealing with her long enough to meet her. She thinks my daughter doesn't like her. Mind you, my daughter loves me a lot and doesn't like to share me with anyone, even my own family. She also wants nothing to do with her own mother when she is with me. My girlfriend is at my house damn near every day. I have been nice enough to try and see her point of view, but I think it's just ridiculous. I told her she's a grown woman and should act as such, or she can go. What are your thoughts? Am I in the wrong? Here are my thoughts, OP. No, you're not in the wrong. You get your daughter a few times a month and she can't deal with that? She's a grown woman. Why is she acting like a child? OP, for me personally, that'd be a giant red flag to end things if she can't handle a few days of you not paying her attention over your child. Your child who you barely get to see, like, at all. I don't know about you, but if I'm dating a woman and she starts acting childish as this, that would be a huge turnoff, and I'd be looking to wrap things up because she's an adult. She should know not to act like that. And you don't need attention from somebody 24/7. That's something like a child would need. That's a 5-year-old. You don't want a 5-year-old, OP. So my advice, wrap things up. That's your girlfriend. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of women out there who are mature enough to understand that you're gonna want to spend time with your child, your child. So OP, no, you are not in the wrong. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me. And can you please do what I said in the beginning? And like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out. It helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.